joining me. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. This is a first time attempt at a collaboration with my brother George. I've had George on before. You guys may have seen that. I don't know. And George has his own channel. It's very different than mine. You can tell we're from another mother. And what's the name? Hi, George.
Hi, how you doing?
I
Good
am
to be
well.
here.
How are you? It's
I'm
good to
doing
see
great.
you. This
Yeah,
is
likewise.
amazing, isn't it?
Yep, it sure is.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is very cool.
I'm just here in Cortez, Texas. If you guys have noticed, I'm a truck driver. You see the trucks behind me, and
Yeah.
and my channel is weighed a lot. I mean, just night and day difference from Tina here, but
From
um,
who? From who? Ray?
from Ray, from my sister.
Yeah, I
And
will beat you later. It's okay.
yeah, my bad. Just so
You're
used to it,
bad.
just so used to it, But anyways,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
So my channel is a trucking channel, and it's called a
I'm
truckers.
here. I'm looking for something.
So if you want to ever come check it out, just look it up. A Trucker's Life, no apostrophe on truckers, and we discuss not just trucking stuff. We do a lot of stuff, and lately we've been on a I've been on this spiritual journey, and thanks to Ray, let me get that right.
Yep.
And yeah, so that's what today's video is going to be basically about. So glad to be here
George
for sure.
George played a major part in my own personal transformation. Neither one of us realized the extent because I was going for my CDL and I was looking up YouTube videos on how to pass the test and information on what this does, what that does, how you check things and things like that. Hi, Susie. Um, Susie says hi to George.
Hey,
And are you able to see the live chat?
yeah, I can see something. Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Um, and was I your first non-family, non-friend subscriber?
Yep.
That is awesome. And then we finally met one day. He helped me
Yep.
get through my CDL and he saved my life while I was driving after I got my
Oh,
CDL. Didn't you?
I think we've saved our lives. I mean,
Each other's lives?
yeah, yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah, but you were never about to go down a mountain with no brakes. So
True. With a broken truck.
with a broken truck. Yeah. So we've had an interesting ride together and we've seen each other grow.
Oh yeah.
And it's been amazing. We have not seen each other in person, but what, a dozen times
Yep.
over the years?
Yep. Over the past, what, 5 years?
Yeah.
Ish? Yeah, because
Yeah,
my
we've
truck,
only seen each other a
yeah,
handful of times.
right. Yeah, because this truck is about to be 5 years old, and it was brand new whenever we met. So yeah,
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his company keeps putting him on routes where he passes by me, no matter where I am in the country.
Yeah. It's weird how it's happened because, like the way I work is I go to certain places. I mean, I kind of go to different places, and sometimes I'll just go to one place a lot.
Right.
And that's what started happening when I was going to Illinois. I was just going over there to Chicagoland a
Thank
lot,
you.
and that's how we met there. But then we kind of lost contact for a little while, and
Yep.
all of a sudden I started getting loads to where you live now, and
Didn't even know.
didn't even know,
Neither one
and
of
I was
us knew.
actually and I was actually going right past you, like literally. I could throw a rock to where you worked from where I was going
Literally.
past you. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
If I stood on my
I don't know.
roof, I'd be able to see you.
Yeah, yeah,
Sweetheart,
yeah.
no.
And that's what's
Yeah,
kind of crazy about our journey too. That spirit
we
has
keep
always kind of
crossing.
yeah, spirit has always kind of put us together
Yep.
in different ways, and
Yeah.
it's been an amazing journey.
Hi, Carol.
We've had our ups and downs, like every brother and sister does,
That's right.
but for the most part,
I'm
you know.
I'm disowning my brother. I don't have a brother anymore.
And for the record, I have never said that about you, so
I have about you a couple of times,
I know, I know you have.
but I have
And
that Scorpio energy in me. I will burn it down.
well deserved as well. But yeah,
No,
so that's how I
now, just so
started.
that people have a
Mhm.
better understanding of you as an individual, okay?
Yep,
Do you mind if I say your sun and rising?
sure.
Okay, so George is a Saggy sun.
Hmm.
What is your rising? You're an Aries, Saggy sun, Aries moon. Whew.
I don't know. I'm
And
a Rising.
huh?
I don't remember. You know, I don't
Yeah,
remember that stuff. I only remember
I don't.
Sag.
I I I, I know. Taurus, Taurus rising.
Taurus
You
rising.
guys want to talk about a messed up person, okay? Sag sun, Aries moon, Taurus rising. So you can imagine how stubborn this man is.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is one of my downfalls.
But the thing about Saggies is that we always are seeking the truth. We always
Yeah.
want to know the truth. We want to know the higher truth. What's behind the headline?
Yep.
What really happened? Not just the story.
Yep.
And we have to feel it in here.
Hmm.
And that's how we know when something is true.
Right.
And George, do you mind if you talk about how what our conversation was when we first met in person? Do you mind discussing that?
Um,
Do you remember what it
refresh my
was? I do.
yeah, refresh my mind, my memory
Your
quick.
cousin?
Oh, my cousin.
Yep.
My cousin that unallowed himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Um, that was that. Yeah, that's been a journey for me. To this day, I deal with it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I know we talked about a lot of things, but I know we talked about that. I needed to accept it because I kind of blame myself for what happened in a way, and or
Now
blamed,
just
not through my
right.
years of learning and understanding, I don't blame myself anymore. But um,
Good.
it's just
For anyone that's been affected by suicide in their life, um, George and I have as well from different perspectives.
mhm,
And that's what really started our journey together was talking about that
yeah,
and giving different perspectives on what's really going on with the
hmm,
individual, with those that are left behind. You guys know that in my description box, I have all those numbers for you to call if you're ever depressed, feeling alone, suicidal, anything like that. It's near and dear to both of us,
yeah,
and it's something that I'm not afraid to talk about. And someday
hmm,
I will share my story and my spiritual journey, and that will be included in it.
yep.
But today we're talking about George. George, when did you first know that you were on a path?
Um, I don't know. It took a while. It took a while. But when I really started, like, knowing that I was on a better path was really when you started opening my eyes to different things. Now,
Really?
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Now, little backstory. Like, I come from a like Christian background,
Hmm.
and I've always questioned a lot.
Oh, George froze. Did I freeze too? Susie, am I still live? Or is it just George that's frozen? Phyllis, Carol, anybody? I have no idea if I'm transmitting or not. Huh. Susie, are you there? Just him. Okay. All right. So George is frozen. He's out on the road, and apparently his internet gave out. Which sucks really bad because this is an interview with him. But in the meantime, if anyone has any questions that they would like to ask, Carol says I am. Okay, cool. Thank you. And he's gone. All right, so let's see if he comes back, shall we? I don't know let's see what these buttons do. Oh, live chat. Look at that. Okay. All right. Susie, your dad was a truck driver. You know what a difficult life that can be, I'm sure. You're out on the road. And yes, I was a truck driver for a little while. George will be back shortly. I hope. George, click that link again. We need you back as soon as you can. And it's a very difficult life on the road if you are not built for it. You know, I was looking for something. I did find part of what I was looking for on my journeys. You went with him every summer. George is back. Hi, George.
Sorry about that. My phone just overheated. I have it in the sun, I guess.
Oh, did you move it?
Yeah. I cooled it down a little bit and moved it, so it should be
Good. Susie's
fine.
dad was a truck driver, and she used to go with him in the summers.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. That's
So,
like one of the things about my channel that I've loved is that people, um, my channel is not a to do or how to become a truck driver. My channel is just for people to remember their days of when they drove or family members when they rode with them, and traveling and meeting
yeah.
different people. That's basically the gist of it. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
All right. So you left off. You were raised in a religious household,
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah.
and you were questioning everything.
Yeah. My mother was or is, sorry. She's Christian, and my father was Catholic. So there was a clash there from the get go, and
Yeah.
I always questioned a lot of things, and I kind of got away from anything spiritual really for many years, many years.
Religious
Once,
and spiritual.
yeah, everything, religious and spiritual, and then once you and I started talking, you started opening, my eyes to a lot of things, a lot of possibilities that certain things can and do exist, and certain things are made up, basically. So that's kind of been my journey. That was the beginning of the journey for me to get where I'm at now, which I think I've grown quite a bit.
Good. Yes, you have. You have. Your energy is much different.
Mm-hmm.
Since the last time I saw you, your energy is much different.
Really? Okay.
Yes. I know. I didn't tell you this last night. We spoke
No,
on
you
the
didn't.
phone. Yeah. Yeah, your energy is definitely much more open, much lighter.
Mm-hmm.
I do not see the wall. You do still have some attachments, but
Mm-hmm.
you're human. I'm sure I still have attachments.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Susie, so much. You are so sweet. Look what Susie did.
I can't even see.
She put, this is George's channel if you want to check him
Oh,
out. And then she put your YouTube channel, A Trucker's Life.
oh, awesome! Thank you so much, Susie. Appreciate
Susie
that.
adults for me. Susie
Awesome.
adults for me.
That's great.
Um, but your energy, I'm just going to touch into your energy real quick. Your left hip, is that your left hip or your right hip? It's your left hip.
Right.
You do need to, am I right?
It's my
Your
right.
left, it's your right hip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you need to start stretching out, love, because it's going to start affecting your left. Um, Continue what you're doing. You've already started, haven't you? You've already
Mhm.
started stretching out, and it is already improving. As it improves, you're going to feel where your weak areas are, and it's going to be very easy for you to go ahead and strengthen those areas. Um, your attachments to negative issues within your own life, within your past, and within your present, and future, that they will subside naturally, just
Okay.
as they have been. Okay. Things will continue to subside. Things will continue to get easier. Of course, you're going to always have new problems. Everyone does. This is life. Um,
Mhm.
but your whole mentality about how you approach your problems has changed dramatically, hasn't it?
It has.
Wow. Good for you.
It has.
Hi, Ladybug Love.
It's a 360. I the way I used to approach my problems, I would get angry, I would get upset, and I would shut down. And with it, everything just kind of fell down around me. And the way I do it now is, um, so I mean, uh, so I believe in God, right? I do believe in God. And so every time that something happens to me or something happens, in my situation, the first thing I do is always thank God. I always, I say, thank you, God, um, for what's happening. You have me here for a reason. I might not understand right now, but this is your will, right? And by saying that, it kind of calms me down, and things just all of a sudden just start getting better, like they fix themselves per se, and so now whenever somebody does something to me, I don't get upset like I used to right off the bat. Now, like I said, I mean, I am human, and sometimes it does get to me, but that's been part of the journey. Used to, I was a hothead. I would, um, try to argue with somebody, try to fight with somebody, stuff like that. And throughout the years of this understanding things and the way you explain things, I've understood, that it's not worth the energy. Like, it's not worth the energy because all I'm doing is harming myself.
Right.
So that's yeah, I deal with things quite a bit different than I used to, for sure.
Let's go back to the beginning of your journey.
Okay.
When did you realize that you were actually seeking? Was that
In
ever a conscious
reality,
thought?
yeah, it didn't really hit. It didn't really hit up until maybe like a year ago. You know, and then lately it's just been hitting harder and harder. Um, you know, I've been I've been going through these things that like, how do I explain it? Like, all of a sudden I'll be so I started walking. I started doing exercise because to get healthier. Truck drivers are normally not very healthy, so trying to get there. And I'll be walking, listening to some music, and all of a sudden I'll get this amazing like feeling going through my body that I can't explain. And um it's like I'm feeling that it's actually there's something touching me, something happening to me. And
So
that's
you
when
feel something physically.
yeah, physically, emotionally, just everything.
So when
um
you say physically, do you mean from the outside?
yeah, from the outside, I mean, just yeah.
Okay.
hmm yeah,
Now,
so
I want to express that this is George's journey that we're going over. Everyone has their own journey.
mm,
Everyone has their own definition of God. Everyone has their own things that happen to them. But there are certain things that happen to everyone along the way. And I was asked during a live a couple of weeks ago if I was preaching about a religion, and I was having a rant, one of Ray's rants. And I'm like, no, this is not a religion. This is my belief. And because it's a belief, we are open to growth beyond what we know now.
Hmm.
And so from the time that you and I met, my beliefs have changed.
Hmm.
Um, and yours are going to change, and everyone who's watching, their beliefs are going to change.
Right.
Susie says, I remember that. um, but as your beliefs change, your personality changes. What do you think is the driving factor for your search to begin with?
Um, I just want to be. I don't know. Like, I just want to be at peace. Like, I just want to be. Um, I don't know. I want to feel free.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. And for those
Free from the
seconds,
oppressions of expected life.
yeah, yeah, and just a lot of things, but for those seconds that happens to me, I feel free. Like that's the feeling of feeling free, and I feel it. I
Mhm.
get a glimpse of it, and I want more of it.
Susie
It's
says,
it's
yes, feel whole again.
Yeah,
And that's a very good way of putting it, Susie, is a feeling of wholeness,
yeah, it
no
is.
longer a separation.
Hmm. Yep, it's when the body and the the mind and the body kind of align. You
The
know,
heart and the mind.
oh yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, they align, and it's like it's something that you've never experienced before. I mean, if you haven't experienced it before, you'll know when it happens, because
Yes.
it's something that it's like I was telling Ray yesterday. It's like when the clouds open up and the sun comes out, it's like, oh, it's one of those moments. Like
Yeah.
that's the best way I can explain it. Now, um, you have helped me on my journey also by what am I looking for? By showing me tough love. Okay. And when it really hit me the most, I guess I said a year ago is when the spirit, when I really started feeling something, but when it hit me the hardest was what, about 6 months ago or 4 months ago, when we briefly quit talking.
Hmm.
And it it opened my eyes to so many things, and I'm like, and I looked at myself, and I'm like, I'm creating this negative energy for her, and she doesn't deserve that. And I'm creating this negative energy for these other people, and they don't deserve that. And 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 I'm creating it
And
for
you're
myself.
creating the negative energy for yourself, and you
Yeah,
don't deserve
yeah,
that.
right. So
Right.
um one day that I was out walking, um when the very first time I got that feeling, it was that, I looked up at the sky, and I was like, thank you, God, for this. And I said, thank you, Tina. I mean, Ray. Sorry.
That's all right. I
I
give
said,
up. It's fine.
yeah. I mean, I said,
Guys,
so
my
I
real
said,
name, my given name is Tina. So we're just going to deal with it.
Tana. Sorry. I'm so used to talking to you, like, so yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so at that moment, I was, uh, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. It's like, man, it's time. Like, you made it here. It's time. You're
Mhm.
here now, and let's work on this, and let's spread this. Let's spread this to other people. And I try to do that. I try to get at least one person to smile a day. That's my goal every day. So, and it's been going pretty good. So, that's all
Well,
for
that's
what
always
you've
been a
done.
mission of yours.
What's been a mission of mine?
That's always been a mission of yours.
It has, but now I'm really putting it more into practice. I'm
It's coming from a different place.
It is. It
And it's
is.
much, even though it was genuine before,
Hmm.
now it's real.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think people can feel the energy too because
I
I've.
think I think I think the difference, George, and we all do this. This is no shame on you at all,
Hmm.
okay? I think previously you were doing it saying I did that.
Hmm.
I was able to do that. I was able to make a difference in their life. I was
Right.
able to get them in a good mood, make them smile. And now it's a they smiled and it
Hmm.
no longer has anything to do with you.
Hmm.
You removed yourself from the equation.
Yeah.
And I think that that makes a huge difference. They can feel the difference
Yep.
and it touches them deeper
Hmm.
because we can feel that energy when someone just wants us to be good in a good place, not for recognition, not for thank yous, not for any reason,
Yeah. Yeah.
but just
That's
so that we
true.
are simply good. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Very true. I mean, like yesterday, something happened to me that was, I was out walking around again, and I met this guy coming out of a funeral. He had a guitar, and I started talking to him and asked him if he would make a video for my channel, or sing a song for my channel. And the energy that both of us had, just bouncing off of each other, I think came through on his performance. His song that he sang, and it put me in a state of I got emotional. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I got emotional that this was actually happening, and that two people that don't even know each other whatsoever are having this conversation, and spreading positivity to each other, because you never
Is
know.
that
Like,
video posted?
do what?
Is that video posted yet?
Yeah, yeah,
Because I
posted.
definitely want to see it. I'm a huge blues fan.
Yeah, yeah. This guy is good. I mean, the audio from the phone doesn't do it as much justice, but it's good. You can tell. You'll be able to tell his vibe. You'll be able to
Yeah.
tell his vibe. But he's like, and stuff like that. So I always talk about stepping outside of the box and talking to somebody that you normally wouldn't talk to, and just have that conversation. And that's been part of my journey to do stuff like that. And I've met amazing people throughout my path. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
it's just amazing people. So try it. So if you guys want to, if you guys have never, if y'all stay inside your little box,
Don't
I
leave the house.
huh? Yeah,
Don't leave the house. Stay inside the house. Stay inside your box. Don't get out of your comfort zone.
you got to get out of it.
But you know, as a fire sign, it's much easier for you than say someone that's like all earth.
Right. I understand, but it can happen.
Yes. Yes. Now, how do you reconcile that there is something beyond you with the fact that you can't see, you can't, there's no proof? Where's if someone says, "Where's your proof that there is something else?"
Um, that one's a little hard to explain, but for my experience is that whenever I've asked for certain things, there's no way that anything else could have been a part of this. Like, it had to be something with more power than myself to be able to make this happen. Um, that's the only proof that I have, and I think at the end of the day, it's important that I believe in it. You it's
Mhm.
important that you as an individual believe in it. Whether other you can explain it to other people, that it kind of doesn't matter, as long as you yourself believe that that's what's happening, and that's
Right.
what just happened. So yeah,
Now
that's the
now
best way.
I have a question. How do
Hmm.
you determine if you experience something? How do you decide whether it's real, it's your imagination, or you're mentally ill? Has that even been a thought of yours? Have you ever thought it's my imagination or maybe something's wrong with me?
No,
You've
no,
never
not
even thought that.
no, because just the way the circumstances, the way things happened,
It was just
like
proven.
yeah, there was like nothing else that could have, Um, I've been a part of this stuff, of I've been a part of this, of things happening to me that just can't be explained for ever since I was little. So I come from a small country, El Salvador, and that's where
Okay.
I was born. And when I was little, there was a war, civil war going on there, and I had a bomb go off almost next to me, and
Mm.
my mom said I was gone. I was unalive for a few minutes. That I wasn't
Oh, really?
responsive. Yeah, I wasn't
I didn't know that.
responsive. Yeah, I didn't. I didn't have a pulse. I didn't have anything. And then all of a sudden, I came back. Just she started praying, and I came back. So I've had
How
several
old were
things like
you?
I was too.
Okay.
Hmm. And another big one was when I was about 15 years old. Somebody had stole my car, and they shot at my car, and multiple bullets went through the car, like completely through the car. And the one bullet that was supposed to take me um, didn't make it through a very thin piece of metal, and it was supposed to hit me right here in the head,
The
according to
trajectory was in the head.
yeah, right. And they couldn't explain how that even happened because some of them went through doors, seats, and out the car. Like it went through everything, but that one didn't go through. Um, that was one of my moments where I was like, okay, something is trying to keep me alive, keep me here. I don't know the
Mhm.
purpose or the reason why, but something's trying to keep me here. And I guess my journey lately has been trying to really find what is that purpose. Like, what is my journey? Like, what is my purpose to be here? Um, and little by little, I'm kind of understanding, and it has to do with trying to spread positivity to people, because we're all going through a lot of bad things right now. The world's going
Right.
through a terrible place things right now, and if we keep on feeding that anger, then it's going to continue being that way. So what I've vowed to myself, that because the internet loves negative videos, and
Yes.
I have plenty of negative videos that I could post that are going to get views, and right now my views are way down, but it's because I'm not I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to spread negative things anymore. I'm going to just spread positive things and make people smile and give people hope. And I think that's kind of what you know I was my purpose of being here is to do stuff like that. To help others. I love helping others when I can.
When you were angry a lot
Hmm.
and you finally saw that you were angry, how did you recognize it?
Um, I don't know. I just started seeing um like everything just falling down around me. Like I started opening my
Mhm.
eyes to notice that things were falling down around me, falling apart. And that was the way that was my eye opener, basically.
Okay. And how did you stop it? What did you do?
I started. I guess because I've never meditated, but I guess when I'm walking, it's like a form of meditation. And
It is a form of meditation, absolutely.
yes, so I do a lot of that. Like when I'm driving, I'm meditating. Just thinking about the things that I've done and the things I need to do to change. Um, and it's a struggle every day. It's a struggle every day. I've had people lately tell me that they've noticed on one of my videos, they noticed that I look depressed. And I didn't think about it until I went back and watched it. And I'm like, and I was in a very dark place at that time. And
Okay.
somebody saw that and let me know. And I think that's awesome. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's part of my community. And on my channel is we help each other out. So
Right. Hi, Sue. I am very lucky with the community that I have. It's very small, but that's okay. You know, we are definitely community, and yeah,
it's,
yeah. They
it's
have a
important.
community outside of me
Oh, that's cool.
that I was told about that I am not a part of.
That's cool though.
We don't
That's
even
cool.
need you, Ray.
Yeah, I notice on my channel sometimes they'll have these conversations that I'm not included anymore, but they have these long conversations with each other, and it's
Yep.
cool though. It's cool to see that you're the one because you're the one that created that ball to start the snowball, right? And then they took it their way and they did whatever
They
they did
they
with it. But
did they created something else.
yeah,
Susie says we are small, but we are mighty. That's right, Susie. Hi, Sue.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I have what I call my ride or dies. The
Yep.
ones that are always there. They'll
Yep.
watch every single video, no matter what. I have my group of guys and gals, and it's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome to hear them, to hear like their testimonies of what's happened in their life and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's amazing.
Yeah. Susie just invited me to join them on Facebook.
Oh, don't do it now, Susie.
Susie, I appreciate that. I
Got
am going
called
to
out.
decline. I don't go on Facebook. I don't do social media except for my YouTube.
Yeah.
Um,
And it
yeah,
was a
I just,
journey to get you to do that.
woo, George is the one.
Boy,
George is the one that got me on YouTube to begin with.
man,
Yeah,
guys,
it was a journey, wasn't
it,
it?
it was a journey. And I've been trying to get her to do other stuff, but I used to press it. And then when I realized this is all part of the journey, and especially with her and I used to press it and she would just shut down.
Push me? You gonna
Yeah,
push me?
exactly. So I realized, you know what? I'm not gonna do that anymore. I can mention it. If she doesn't want to talk about it, then we'll leave it alone. It is
Yep.
what it is. But I'm glad
Yep.
you're here, though. I'm glad you're on YouTube
So am
and
I. Thank you for
got your
not giving
community.
up on me.
I
Hi,
won't never
Assad.
do that.
How are you, hon?
I ain't gonna give
So,
up on you.
yeah, I know. And I'm gonna let you do your thing. And when you're
Yeah.
done doing your thing, I'm here.
Yep. That's exactly right. Because I always come back with my tail between my legs, and I'm like, I give her a call after months, and it's like, hey, so how you doing? I'm
And I
sorry.
always answer.
Yeah,
I always
that
answer.
that is true. Unless you're at work, but I understandable you're at work. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, always, 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 always. We've our longest our longest
Break.
time of not was what, like 8 9 months that we didn't talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our longest one. But when we get back to talking, it's like we never even left each
It's
other.
like we never stopped.
No, no, and
Yeah.
we have conversations that talk about everything. Last night we were even talking about cars, Tesla. Like we talk about
Yes.
everything. So,
Tesla cars, Tesla trucks. Yeah.
oh, and we were talking about. So I got to talk about this. So
Okay.
when I first met Ray, um, she picked me up at a truck stop in
Yep.
this little car, this little go kart.
My Spark. It was a
Yeah, it was a
Honda
Chevy. It was a
Spark.
Chevy Spark. Look that up if
Chevy,
you've never.
Chevy.
Yeah, if you've never seen one, look that up. A Chevy Spark. It's a go
It was
kart.
pink,
Yeah, yeah. It's a go
light
kart,
pink.
like a go kart with doors.
It was a 4-door hatchback. Thank you very much. It was bigger than a go-kart.
It was like a
It's
go-kart
just
with doors.
okay. So it is one size bigger than a smart car.
Another go-kart with doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is the next size up from a smart car.
Yeah. So when I got in the car with her, and we where did we go? We went to we went to go check out the jail.
Yes, the prison that was in the TV series Prison Break. It used to be Statesville Prison for Illinois, in Joliet, Illinois, and it was
Yep.
said to be haunted and all this other stuff. And it was very, very old. And I read the placards, and it was horrifying the things that they had done there.
Yep.
Absolutely horrifying. They
Yep.
had
So
children in the regular population. Assad, this is my brother from another mother, George, and he has a YouTube channel, and we are talking about his spiritual journey and our journey together.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So, anyways, let me get to my story here. I get in the car with her, and I'm thinking truck driver. She's a little more calm of a driver. When I tell you, she's a very good driver. I'll give her
I
that.
am. I am
But
an
but
excellent
she's a
driver.
very enthusiastic driver. So from from one stop sign to the other, she's gonna beat everybody to the other stop sign, basically.
He has
So
learned that the only word he can use.
what did I get myself into? I'm in this car and she's like gone, and I'm like, you know, and then we get to this place where she passes it up and we need to turn around, do a U-turn. So I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna slow down to a crawl and to make this U-turn. No, no, no. She never missed a beat. I was sitting like this. She made the turn. I was like, what the heck? Like, I thought we were gonna die.
He was plastered up against the window.
That is not exaggerating, guys. Not at all. That's not exaggerating.
Okay,
That
but
is
for the record, there was no oncoming traffic. There was
true.
no one directly behind me. I never
True.
in any way scared another driver or put anyone in danger except for George.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That was like I said. I mean, she's a very aware driver. Like
Yes.
never like got in front of anybody else or cut anybody off. None of that stuff.
No,
But
no, I'm a very safe driver. And if you know your vehicle, you drive it like you know it. You own it, right?
yeah, she's scared the
Yeah,
living.
yeah.
Hmm. So
He was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe
that's imprinted in my mind. I can never forget that.
he couldn't believe I got that little car to go as fast as I did."
I know, man. It was like I was like, wow, this thing is like, I don't know. It was a thrill. Though. It was fun. It was fun.
But I obeyed all laws, maybe not speed laws all the time, but I did obey all laws, and I never was close enough to another driver to scare them,
Right.
you know,
Yep.
because I'm not the only one on the road, and I'm not going to act like it.
Right.
You have to be
Yep.
conscious of these things. How many times has each one of us now, George, you're in a truck, you're in an 18 wheeler, you're
Hmm.
fully loaded at what, 85?
No, I'm 80,000.
You're 80?
Mm-hmm.
You're fully loaded at 80,000 pounds, and it takes a football field for you to stop.
Yep.
Um, what do you think is going through someone's mind when they cut you off? How do you deal with that rage?
Well, here's the thing, and this is something that I recently started thinking about.
Mhm.
Um, 9 times out of 10, people don't mean to cut you off. There are those bad actors that just cut you
Yes.
off because whatever, right? But
Right.
what I'm beginning to understand is that people nowadays, we're so busy and are so stuck into what we have going on that we cut somebody off and never even realized that we did that.
Yeah.
And the way I used to deal with it was lay into my horn, um, you know, try to get up close to them. road rage, basically.
Yeah.
That's the way I used to deal with it. The way I deal with it now is I just let them go. Because here's the thing: by them doing that, you're letting them control your energy. Your energy has now
Right.
turned from, and this has all been part of my growing energy, that my the whole thing that we've been dealing with is that so I'm upset now. I might have an underlying health condition that I could have a heart attack because I'm so angry. I could go hurt somebody else because I'm so angry.
Mm-hmm.
And this person that cut me off, that never even realized they cut me off, they're already at home with their family, watching TV, not a care in the world as far as what they did to me. But yet I'm still stuck on it.
Right.
So I have vowed to just quit doing that. Let them go. Just
Right.
let them go, do their thing. And that's just, I mean, like, little things like that are things that have, that, just understanding my spirituality and my, like, this whole journey that I'm on. That's all been part of that. It's you being you realizing um that there's more to it than just putting all your energy into anger and
Right.
being mad at everybody and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
uh, that's
Yeah.
been a big thing.
I like to say then when you allow someone else to control your emotions, you just handed your life over to them and said, do with it what you want.
Yep, that's 100% how I feel now. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna do that anymore. Just not gonna do that. And
Right.
yep. So and those of you that drive your cars out there, just pay attention. Pay attention, just because a truck, you know, it's literally like, you stepping on a can. A person standing on a can and crushing a can with your foot. It's literally how it kind of turns out to if you get hit by a big semi loaded down with 80,000 pounds. It can be that tragic, you know.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
be conscious of what you're doing. Pay attention to
So
around.
so quick PSA. All right. For four-wheelers. You're driving a car, you want to get in the lane in front of the truck. How much of the truck should be in the rear view mirror for them to do it safely?
The whole thing.
The entire truck. It
Hmm.
should be like a picture frame around the truck.
Hmm.
So that means space all the way around.
Yep. Yep.
And if they want to let you over, I've told this to so many people, if they want to let you over and they flash their lights to let you know that it's safe to come over in front of them, guys, do not flash your brights at night. Okay? You just blinded the driver if they're looking in their mirror.
Hmm. Yep.
You're trying to do a good thing. Yeah. Look, turn them off, turn them on, turn them off, turn them on. Don't hit the bright, okay? I had that
Yeah.
happen too many times.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, my advice to everybody that's around any truck: get around it as fast as you can, or stay behind it as far as you can. There's so many things that could go wrong. Like a tire. A tire can take out your car.
Yep.
If one of
Yep.
my tires blows out and you're next to my car, it'll literally
It
take
and
out
it
your door.
that and the tire is as big as the door.
Yeah. And a friend of mine recently, his set of tires came off of the truck going down the highway because of the
Two?
bearing. There was like a bad bearing, and something
Yeah.
happened, and it
Yeah, yeah.
separated. Now you have this thing that weighs about as much as your car coming at you at 70 miles an hour.
Yep.
So just basically,
Don't hang out.
don't hang out next to us. Just go.
Yeah.
Just go
Yeah.
down just continue your life, get away from us as quick as you can, and or stay behind us if you got all the time in the world, because
Right.
we're slow. But just be safe, guys. I mean, that's the main thing, is to make it from your point A to your point B. And
Right. And this includes other four-wheeler cars. This
mhm,
includes other cars, any other car vehicle that's on the road. You know, you want to make it from point A to point B. You don't know what the driver is going through. They may have just had a personal catastrophe in their life. They don't see you. They
yes,
don't. And with all of the crap that's going on right now in the world, everyone is likely to have a personal catastrophe of some form or another where their mind, they don't see you. Don't take anything personally. And this goes through all of life. It's not against you personally.
mhm,
Okay. It has nothing to do with you personally. And the only time we get upset with other people is when we take it personal. But 9 times out of 10, if you tell someone, hey, if it's like a friend of yours that did something and they really hurt your feelings or something like that, and you say, hey, when you did this, it made me feel like this.
yeah,
And they'll go, oh crap, I'm sorry. Or they'll go, well, that's kind of on you, isn't it? Well, now you know what kind of a person they are.
yep,
But you can't say that to them if you continue to take it personally because you're
that's
just going
right.
to be upset. You
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
remove yourself.
it's silly. It's silly if you think about it. Somebody that you don't know that's in a vehicle, you know, that's right next to you, whatever, is controlling you.
Yes.
Like that's
Yes.
just silly to think about. Like that person next to me is controlling me, and I'm allowing that. Like why would I?
Right.
Why would I want to allow
Yeah.
something like that? You
Yeah.
know what I
That's
mean?
like saying to walking up to a complete stranger and going, hey, what kind of time am I going to have for the next 3 hours? What's my day going to be like? I'm going to
Hmm.
let you decide on your mood
Yeah.
and what you do, your actions. You decide what kind of a day I'm going to have.
Hmm.
That's utterly ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I think that we do that. That's taught to us. That is taught to us from being children where someone else's what they want for us is imposed upon us and we have to accept it because we're children.
Yep.
And that's just the way that it works. We're not given the ability to make our own choices because we're not capable at that time. The problem is that we were never told we no longer need to do that. So we have to teach ourselves. We have to tell ourselves, I am more than capable of making my own decisions. I
Hmm.
am more than capable of being in control of my own emotions. I am more than capable of saying this individual is looking at me and flipping me off and cutting me off and saying these things, and they're not supportive and they're not loving and they're not caring and they're not kind. And okay, well, that's their life. They have to live their life that way.
Yep.
It's okay for us to say, I can't have you in my life.
Yep.
If these are your actions, this is how it affects me, and I can no longer have that in my life. George tells you, I exhibit tough love in my closest relationships because no one is more important in my life than me. Because if I don't take care of me, I cannot take care of anyone else. It's just not possible. I was a living caregiver for quite some time, and I specialized in military as well as hospice. And my everything was them. But when I was feeling it, I had to call for backup and say, I can't. I have to
Right.
take care of me. Because if I don't take care of me, I can't possibly be there for them,
Yep.
you know?
And
So
it's like it's sorry to cut you off.
yeah,
And it's like that the time that you called me, like she told like the thing I love about this woman is that she does not beat around the bush on nothing. It's just gonna be like, look, this is what it is. If you don't see it, whatever. It's you, but I'm gonna do me. So basically, she called me and told me, George, the energy that you're putting out is not an energy that I need at this moment in life, and I gotta let you go.
I wish you all the best with
And I
all my
wish you all,
heart.
yeah, and I wish you all the best. And
Yeah.
that's it. That was it, right? this has happened to me. I mean, we've been through this, I think, 3 times in our relationship. The first 2 times, it hurt me in a different way.
Hmm.
This time, this time she did it was when it finally came through to me, and be like, wow. And then I started reflecting. Yes, I was doing this to her, and she doesn't deserve this, and she's going through her own things, and I'm over here, you know.
You were
Uh,
not doing it to me. You were doing it to you. I did not need to play a
but it
part of
was,
it.
but it was being transmitted. The energy was still not good,
Hmm.
you know. So
And it was
indirectly, directly, it
right,
was affected
right.
you
I wasn't
one
willing
way or
to
another.
accept that energy in my life.
Right. So
Yeah,
she told me that, and when we hung up, I wasn't upset that she told me that, because it helped me realize even more things about myself.
that's good.
So so I mean that's what we mean by tough love. It's that's how it is. If you're gonna be in her
Right.
circle, you're gonna this is what's gonna be. There is
Well,
no
that's
fake.
now I do come across differently to different people depending on how much they can handle. I
Yeah.
knew you could handle it straight. So you get
True.
it
Yeah,
straight.
because there's different levels of you.
Yeah. Yep. And I know that with me, you have to tell me straight. You cannot beat around the bush with me because
Hmm.
I'm not going to get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Um, I appreciate when you're straight with me because you'll
Hmm.
call me out on my ish.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. And you don't beat around the bush with me either.
Mm-mm.
And I think it's good practice if we're like that with ourselves. Because if we can be like that with ourselves, um, we're going to be more honest with other people.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing that I've grown. That's another thing that I think that our relationship has helped me grow, as far as like I was always real, like, I would hide a lot of my stuff, like a lot of things that happened to me, like, let's say I go to the store, or a restaurant, and somebody does something that I don't like. I normally didn't care about it too much and just let it go. But the way I handle it now is with respect. Hey, this wasn't cool what you just did, and shouldn't be doing it that way or whatever. I'm just letting you know. So I'm being a lot more open on actually talking to, expressing my feelings, I guess, to people. And I think that's important. I think that's important because if you're always hiding your feelings to everything, you leave. Like, if you go to a restaurant, they treat you terribly, you leave with that.
You're angry.
Yeah, you're angry. You leave with that negativity yourself, and if it's good sometimes to just talk about it and express whatever you got going on. You don't have to do it in a rage way. You don't have to do it with anger and none of that stuff. You just, do it in a smart way, and that's it. Look, Tina,
Chances
this is
are,
look,
chances
this is
are they
crazy.
have no clue.
Hey, look, this is
Oh, that's
crazy, Tina. No, look, those are the
look at
cyber
that.
truck.
Oh, I didn't see it. I'll have to
Oh,
replay.
we were just talking about those yesterday.
I didn't see it. I will hit the replay. What's the
And the view
timestamp on that?
and the
I don't
mountains are
know.
beautiful.
58. Those mountains are beautiful. Where are
The
you?
mountains are
Those look like
beautiful.
this. That look like the Sandias. Where are you?
No, I'm a little far from the Sandias. I'm in Cortez, Utah.
Oh yeah, you're a little far. Um, I can't see if we still have snow on the mountain. I can't see from this position. I have to go outside to see if we have snow on the mountain. We
Yeah,
just
no, when I
recently got snow on the mountain. Now back to like a bad waiter.
mhm,
Chances are they have no clue what they even did,
true.
but
Just
not
like the guy,
taking it
just like the person cutting you off.
right. Exactly. Exactly. By bringing it to their attention in a um separated way. And when I say separated, I'm taking myself out of the equation. And that way it's not personal because this person doesn't know me. They have no clue who I am. and they're experiencing something that I don't know about, and it's none of my business. So if I say to them, hey, you forgot this, or you did this, or you did that, I just wanted to let you know. It brings their mind, it does help to bring their mind back to the present.
Yeah.
Because they're not in the present. But here's the thing, they may take it personally. And they may go off on you now. So that's a risk you're willing to take, I take it.
Yeah, it is now.
It is
Yeah.
now. I'm exactly opposite. I know that they have other things going on that's going to make them feel as though I'm attacking them.
Yeah. I
If
mean,
I
it
say
depends on
anything.
how you approach it too,
I
I'm not,
approach it like me.
yeah. I mean, the way I approach it is, it's, I don't know. I don't approach it with, because if I get upset, I'm going to approach it with anger. But if I'm not, I just, or if anything, okay, let's say this. So if anything, if I don't tell them that what they did was wrong, I at least try to make them smile,
Yeah.
and maybe
Because
that'll
they're not
change.
in the present moment.
Yeah, maybe that'll
And
change
I
their
got projection. No.
Mhm.
What's the word? I can't think of the word right now. But I've been saying a lot lately that if you're in the future, you're anxious. If you're in the past, you're depressed. If you're in the present, you're problem solving and you're moving forward.
Yeah, you problem solve all day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And right now, we can't afford to get too far in the future or stay too long in the past.
Hmm.
We see issues in the world, and people have a tendency to take those personally and they get angry over them.
Yeah.
Instead of being proactive in their own life to get out of the downfall of whatever an organization or a government or a whatever is doing.
Yeah.
How can we avoid them? How can we stay out of the fray? Because we're not going to be able to teach the world that big pharma is not necessarily your friend. We're not going to convince anyone of anything that they are not really ready to see. When they are ready to see things, they will.
Yep. 100% agreed. Because I mean, I wasn't ready to see anything when I first met you. Now I'm willing to see things, and it's different now.
Right. And it doesn't mean that every person is a lost cause, and it doesn't mean that people are ever going to agree with you on your spiritual beliefs.
Right.
But as long as you love them where they are at and you appreciate them for where they are at, that gives them a chance because they don't feel defensive against you because there's no reason for them to. We are so used to in this society being judged on a constant, consistent basis that we're being judged at work, we're being judged by family and friends and social media. Holy shit. We're being judged for how we dress. You guys have, maybe you've noticed, I don't wear makeup anymore because I don't care. I don't care what people think. And I don't care what they think about what I do for a living. I don't care what they think about who I spend my time with. And because I don't care what they think on a deep internal level, I'm able to look at others naturally. It's a byproduct. I'm able to look at others and not judge them because I'm not judging myself in a harsh manner. We judge others harshly because we're still judging ourselves. And my viewers know that in order to forgive a past person, you have to forgive yourself because it'll come naturally to forgive other people when you're no longer holding on to blame on yourself.
Yeah.
Things happened in the past. Maybe you're ashamed. Maybe you felt like you didn't do enough. There's nothing that can be done about it. And you did what you could do, what you were capable of doing, what you knew to do. If you were to go through the same situation now, you would do it differently because you have different knowledge base to work from.
Yep.
To accept things that happened in front of us that we may or may not have been a part of. Maybe we were a participant, maybe we were just a watcher. But to feel the guilt that stays with it is to expect yourself to be more than human. And you're not. You're human. You are human. You may be a spirit, but you are human. And until we can figure out how to control time, you're going to stay that way. And the past is not going to change. But what you can change is how you view yourself now. Self-forgiveness is everything. Everything. So when I was young, most of you probably don't know this about me. When I was young, I don't know, can you say that word on YouTube? I was assaulted sexually by a family member.
Mm-hmm.
And I told my father, and I was proceeded to be beaten for it. And the blame and shame of that drug me down for years and years and years until I realized my father, what he did because his fear, it was a fear response because he could not keep me safe. He could not control the situation. So therefore he acted the only way he could. 30 years later, 30 years later, he comes to me and he's crying and he said, "I'm sorry for what he did." And only because then did he realize that his fear was controlling his actions. Our fear control absolutely everything on a subconscious level until you face those fears. I had already forgiven the man, but he almost cost our relationship because of his guilt. Until I finally told him, I said, "Dad, you've got to stop and forgive yourself." He was a very religious man by then. And I said, "I have completely forgiven you. God, in his eyes, his God has completely forgiven you. You're the only one holding on to this. And if you don't let it go, we're not going to be able to have a relationship here today." And thankfully, he was able to let it go. But it was his own guilt and his own fear that was causing an extra wall to go up between us, after we had worked so hard to have a relationship again.
Right.
So how you view a situation is how you view yourself.
It's true.
And I have no idea why I told that story, but there you go.
No, I mean,
Somebody somewhere needs to hear it, and hopefully
yeah,
they will listen.
yeah. I mean, you have the platform to put it out there because I'm pretty sure somebody has gone through that, and
Yeah,
they're gonna
a
listen
lot
and they're
more
gonna hear it.
people than what they think,
Yeah, yeah, and it's
males and females.
sometimes stuff like that has to come out. It is,
Yeah,
it's good.
yeah,
Going back to so earlier you asked me what proof did I have of something being real, right? Of like something that happened to me
right,
being real.
right.
Now, um, I'm gonna tell you what proof did I have. Did I get that you were real? See, there was a moment where I had doubt, right?
Oh, I'm
Because
sure.
I had no idea. I had no idea about your world, right? I had no idea. I didn't know anything about tarot. and I was always taught that that was evil and all this other stuff, right?
Right.
But I've always been open minded to everybody's. You know, I don't push anything on anybody. What happened? We fall. Ah, did we fall?
Hello.
Hello.
Frankie got the camera. Hold on.
Frankie got it.
Go ahead.
But
I'm listening.
forgot where I was at.
You thought I was a quack. You thought I was a kook. You thought I was crazy.
No. I've always like I'm always open minded to anybody's beliefs, right?
Right.
And so no, I'm not crazy. I just didn't really believe in it. So what I'm trying to
Yeah.
get at, look, guys, is where when I found out that this woman was real. Uh, one of one of the times that we went to that I went to Illinois, we actually went to Indiana to
The
to Lake
dunes.
Michigan, right? Lake Michigan.
The dunes. The
Yeah,
Indiana dunes.
yeah. We went out to the dunes.
Cat Lake, Michigan. Yeah.
That is Lake Michigan, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Anyways, we were walking. We were walking on the beach. There was a lot of people. It was the hottest freaking day I've ever experienced in my life. Um, and I didn't know it was happening. I didn't know that would happen in Illinois, but I felt
No,
like I
I
was
want.
walking. I
Wait a
felt like I
minute. Wait
was
a minute. Wait a minute.
walking
Wait a minute.
through a bowl of
George,
hot soup.
wait. George is from Texas. George is from a very hot, very humid part of Texas. I thought the
Yes.
man was going to die, and I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. If I had a light, an overheating light, it would have been on max that day. Anyways, back to my story. So we're walking, and all of a sudden, she tells me, "Hey, I need to go speak to this woman." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah, and there's this woman. There's two women. They were sitting next to each other, and I
Yep.
need to go speak to her. And I'm like, "Okay." So she walks over there. Well, we both walk over there. I stay kind of back a little bit, and she walks over there. Next thing you know, this lady starts bawling, and I'm just like, "What's happening?" So I get closer and I start listening, and she's telling, you know, Ray is telling this lady things that there's no way that Ray would know. Like, there's no way that she could know that. We're in a different state. We're talking to, total strangers. There's no way this could be staged. I mean, why would you go through this extent to stage something?
And George is gone. His phone got overheated just thinking about that day in Indiana at the dunes because, dear God, the man was melting. He's like, how is it so hot and so humid? And I'm like, you used to tell me how hot and humid it gets in Texas. What are you talking about? This isn't that bad. And he's like, it's 110% humidity, and it's got to be 110 degrees outside. I said, this is the Midwest, babe. I don't know. This is normal for us. It was a very hot, humid day, but it wasn't like that bad. And I just thought that was absolutely hilarious. And I'm going to say hello to everybody that is here. Phyllis, Sue, Susie, Assad, Carol, I think I saw, Sue, and it looks like George is joining us back again. There he is. I was just telling him how you were melting
Yeah, I was. But
because that was
anyways,
hilarious.
yeah. So so that was the moment where I'm like, man, this woman is real. Like, this is some real ish right here. Like, this is like, how could this woman even know, this other person and tell her this? And so that was my proof. That was my
Was
actual proof
that?
with my own eyes.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, that was my eye opening. That was the day that I saw, that this was real. Um, so you know, if you say that, how do you know? Sometimes, well, that's how I knew with you. You know, with my stuff, I don't really know physically, but I know that it's real. You know,
Right.
or when it happens
Do
to
you
me.
think it's because you have an open mind? Do you think it's faith? Do you is it more faith? Is it more of an open mind to see what's in front of you? Is it more, you know what I'm saying, proven?
I,
Is it
I
more
think
what?
I think it's a mixture of everything really. See, one thing that I believing in something um, can help a lot of people overcome certain things, even though for other people they might not be real or they might not be true or they might not believe in
Right,
those things. As
right.
long as you believe in it, because I had a friend of mine. Content, we were on the phone and he was talking about a dream catcher, and he asked me. He said, "Do you believe in dream catchers?" I said, "No. The question is, do you believe in it? Because it doesn't matter what I think about it. It matters what you think about it. Because if you believe in it, the mind will help that become reality.
Hmm.
But if you don't believe in anything, then or things like that, then it's different. So that's what I always tell people. Um, whatever thing that you believe in, spiritual or
Right,
just if you believe in it, you believe in it, and that's what matters at the end of the
right.
day. Not what anybody else thinks. But yeah, it's a mixture of things for me. But you know, it's about learning how to open your eyes, having the right people around you to help you guide you to open your eyes, um,
Yeah.
and then just taking time to meditate and go out and walk. If you like walking, go out in nature, and just like if you guys live close to the woods or to like a wooded area, um, I challenge you to go out there, sit down, turn everything off, and just listen. And the trees and the grass and the animals around you will talk to you, not in voices, but they will talk to you in their way of talking to you. And you'll hear things that you've never stopped to listen to ever before. And that helps heal yourself and realize that you're a part of this. You are a part of what's happening around you. And
Hmm.
you know trees, they know how to generate, fix themselves, and everything around us can kind of figures things out in different ways, so that lets you know that you can figure things out.
Right.
You can figure out anything. Is just you just got to take the time, and you have to. Everything takes time. Nothing happens overnight. It's been a 5-year journey with Ray and I, I think I'm like not even a quarter there, but I've grown so much, like night and day from that day. And there's a lot more for me to learn and a lot more for me to explore. And to me, my dream is to go explore the world, to go to different places and experience life in other places. So I can also be grateful of where I'm at and what's going on here when I get to experience other things, from other countries and other people. And
Hmm.
so, that's my journey. So
We all have quite a journey in front of us, and the world's going to get weird, guys. The world's going to get weird. Um, just be steadfast in what you know to be true and what you believe, and keep the faith as you see it, and don't stop. Listen to your intuition. That's the most important thing, because a lot of things are going to come out that people are going to fight against coming out. A lot of hidden stuff is going to be coming out. A lot of things are going to be hidden. Things are going to get weird. And I've heard people talking about, hi, Barb. I've heard people talking about how there's going to be a revolution. And I do see that in this country, in the US. I do see a revolution coming, but I don't think that it's a violent type. I think it's going to be a revolution of the mind. I think it's going to be a revolution of the individual. Yes. It's going to be a revolution of the individual. And people are going to be looking to others to see what they're doing. So if you are a light in your own life, don't even think about it. If you are a light in your own life, that's going to attract people to you. You may already have seen it happening. And just spread the love. That's all. Just spread the joy, spread the love, and let them understand that they can find their own way. And if they ask you questions, absolutely, deal with it how you feel is best. Me personally, I'm not going to tell anyone how to believe or what to do because it is a journey for each one of us. We each have to take this journey. And I wanted to show George here in the midst of his journey. We're all on this journey. And even though we experience different things and we come to things in a different manner, we still all hit the same pillars. We all still hit the same buoys. Every one of us, I believe, can say, every one of us that is here right now, we can all say that we feel something more. And it's not something that can be proven. And it's not something that we can really describe even, because it's for you. It's for you alone. It's for you to hold on to. It's for you to want to get to know on a more personal level and to bring into your life. And if it turns out that there is a all-knowing being, then so be it. If it turns out that each one of us is a part of God and as a collective we create that being, then so be it. If it turns out that it's all in our head, you know what? I'm happier this way, and I'm going to keep on believing in the way that I believe. I'm going to keep an open mind going, I don't know everything. And therefore, I'm going to keep looking. I'm going to keep searching. I'm going to keep believing. I'm going to keep questioning as well. Don't even think about it. And I'm going to keep removing the cat from the phone. I think our time is about up, George.
You want to answer any
Um,
questions that anybody might have?
yeah, does anybody have any questions for George? Ow! If anyone has any questions right now, Barb, native New Yorker, says, Hola, George, hugs. That's
Hola,
sweet.
hola, hola.
Susie said, thank you, George, for sharing your journey with us. And it's just the beginning, isn't it, George?
It is.
It is.
It sure is.
If anyone has any questions, I'd go ahead and post them now. I do want to speak to George, ask him one question. Have you noticed any symptoms of ascension? Do you know what that means?
No.
Okay, that's amazing. I love that. Have you noticed any ways where your intuition is kicking in more and more than it
Yeah.
used to? And how, if you don't mind sharing?
Uh,
Can't tell.
no. Like I don't know.
Is it just a knowing?
Yeah, I think so. It's just the knowing. You know,
Okay.
I guess I haven't pinpointed it yet.
Okay.
That's actually
That's
happening.
fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. But
I know that.
mhm.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm good.
I know that some people really want to be able to become psychic. Is that something that you personally are striving for?
No.
Okay.
No. Um, I might be like I think I might be striving more towards um, feeling energies, like actually channeling them and feeling them. From energy from other people,
Okay.
or projecting energy to other people.
Okay.
Um, that's I think more so that would be my what I'd be striving for more
Okay.
than anything.
And would you like advice on how to do that?
Yeah, of course.
Concentration. That's all it is.
Concentration.
Mm-hmm. I showed you how you can feel someone else's energy, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, Frankie. Um, Stop that. Ow! Stop. No, don't even think about that. Ah, ah, ah. Hold on, I'm having a difference of opinion with my cat. And so far he's winning. Ow! No.
Barb says, at first my abilities prime me, but now I'm aligned and blessed,
Oh,
blessing
that's
others.
awesome, Barb.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
So I can, when next time I see you physically, in the physical, I will show you how you can feel someone else's energy, but everyone has experienced it so that psycho kitty, so that someone is watching you, even though you don't see anyone. You can feel their thoughts. Thoughts are things. Thoughts themselves have an energy. Everything is created out of energy at the base level. Everything is energy. So you are actually feeling their presence, even though I have found I can feel this through a camera. You can feel someone watching you.
Yeah.
So when you concentrate on someone, we have to decide if that's something we should even be doing, because you are now in the room with them. Is your presence warranted? Is it wanted? Is it needed? Is this something or someplace you should be insinuating yourself? Is that the right
Yeah.
word?
Yeah.
I mean, that's up to you,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it depends on the situation. When you pray for someone, when you send someone healing, whenever, like that, your energy is, ooh, I dated a man, and every morning at before sunrise, what was he, Muslim? This was 2 years ago, year and a
Uh,
half ago, something like that. And every morning he would get up and he'd say his prayers. And I didn't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that faith. And he's a professional astrologer too. And I would wake up every morning and he'd be in my room. And I called him up. This is like the third or fourth time that it happened. And I'm like, what are you doing before I wake up in the morning? And he goes, I say my prayers. And I said, well, knock it off. It's an invasion of privacy. Because I could see him, because
yeah.
he had projected his energy to me. That's how real it is.
Well,
And
didn't that
people
happen
who
to
can,
us?
oh yeah, you and I, yeah, I always know when you're coming.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
George strived to not think about coming here one day because he wanted it to be a surprise.
Yep.
Because I'll call him up and I'll go, so I hear that you're coming by, huh?
Yep.
And he's like, I am. Yep. And the
Yep.
next week, where do you think he is?
Like I block. Like yeah, I try to just block it.
Yep.
I'm like,
Because I
no,
will
no.
feel it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I
Yeah.
call and it's like you're about to come, huh? Yeah, you're almost here. Yeah. Yeah. Dang.
So you're in my neighborhood, huh? Yeah.
I saw it asked
What?
earlier where I'm. He said, "Where in Texas am I from?" I'm from the Houston area. Just to answer your question.
Yep. And yeah, so when you project your thoughts to someone, you are actually changing the energy of what they're doing. So you need to think, is that the right thing to do? And I'm not just telling this to George, I'm telling this to everyone. When someone is obsessed with someone else, all right, um, you are insinuating yourself into that person's life. And when you're in the cycle of obsession, Scorpio moon, I know all about it. Uh, when you're in the cycle of obsession, you don't realize what you're doing, but your concentration is so fierce on that person that you are affecting them. And they tell you, if you're chasing after something energetically, what's happening? You're pushing it away, right?
Yep.
Um, so just being is the best way to draw it towards you, because now it's more nonchalant. And it is more of a matter of whatever is going to happen is going to happen, and being okay with that. And that is really the only way to draw something absolutely amazing towards you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
Phyllis is asking if we're going to be having this conversation again. So we're doing
yes,
we're doing a
Phyllis.
we're doing two, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
the next one is going to be on George's channel. And I am going to put it up and let you guys know when we're going to go live. And I would so friggin' love if you guys could come over there and join us for the live next week on George's channel.
Yep.
Are we going to do it on Sunday?
Well, that's the thing. Well, I'll let you know, because you know how it is for me. Like, I have to
Yep.
be, depending on where I'm at in the country, and if I have
Yep.
reception. So today I strived to make it to this point, because I knew I was going to have reception here in this town. Because as soon as I leave here, there won't be none, and if I go the other way, there's none either. So
That's
you
why
know,
you drove till 6:30 this morning.
it was my goal to get here. Yeah, that, and to get past the scale before it opened up. So those are strategies that truckers use. Scales are those things that weigh the trucks and inspect the trucks, and they're a headache to deal with. So if we can get past them when they're closed, I don't care if they're open now. I'm already past the point, and I just continue on my way when I leave here.
So when we go to your channel, I'm going to ask questions so you're prepared.
Mm-hmm.
How has your life changed? How has your brain changed? How has your physical body changed? Do you feel that you're more connected with your physical body now that you've started this journey? How have your thoughts changed, and how do you combat intrusive negativity when it happens?
Right.
So be prepared,
Yeah. I'm always prepared when I'm going to talk to you.
because you never know what I'm going to throw at you.
Never know. Never
Never
know.
know. All
Yeah.
right. I don't think anyone asked a question, but they are looking forward to part 2. That's awesome. Is that it? Oh, I go live today at 5 Mountain Standard Time. That's in 2.5 hours. All 12 signs. Subscribe, watch the community tab to know when the lives are going to happen, and I'll post the next one with George after the 12 signs. I will do a free read for everyone. George, if you can make it, that would be absolutely lovely.
Yep.
If not, I completely understand. You are on the road. You might be driving, doing your thing,
I'm probably in the mountains whenever you do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what that means.
Yeah. I'll be in a, yeah, there's no reception out there.
None.
But
None.
I want to thank you, and I want to thank everybody that joined this live. Susie, Phyllis, Assad, Barb. If I missed anybody, I apologize. But
Yeah, I'm not really sure who's here.
I want to
That
thank
might be
everybody.
about it by now.
Yeah, yeah. and
All right.
I'm looking forward to doing it. Doing it over to my channel and having you guys. Hopefully, y'all can join us there. It's a little
Yes.
different. It's a little different environment over there, but it is what it is.
You okay? I do have to ask a question. Um, how are your viewers going to react to this?
I don't know because I have
A very different group.
yeah, I have a very different group. I have
A
a very
lot
different group.
of religious folks.
A lot. A lot of people that really, really stick to their guns on their beliefs,
Right.
and
Right.
this right here is kind of um,
Too far out.
too far out for them. So I don't know. We'll
Mm-hmm.
think about it. If not, we can do it again here on your channel. I mean,
That works.
you know, we can do it however. I'll announce it. That way, if they want to come over, then they
Okay.
can. Those that So yeah, we'll figure it out. We always do.
Okay.
Yep.
We always do.
Yep. So yeah, thank
Oh,
you
and
again.
I
And
have
mhm.
remember when you were talking about how I drove the car, Assad mentioned that I drove it like I stole it.
Yeah, yeah, times
That was
times
funny.
times 100.
All right, brother. You know I love you. You be safe.
Okay.
Keep the shiny side up, okay?
Yes, ma'am. We'll be talking to you soon.
Um, yep. Phyllis said they can watch if they want, and just let them ask a question.
Yep.
Phyllis and Assad said that. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
All right. You guys know I love you. Thank you for joining us. We will see you soon. Peace to you. Ciao.
Bye, guys.